Which brings us to me and what I was talking about last week. You remember I came on camera and I gave a big theory, a big long theory. I'm going to play parts of it for you tonight about what I saw coming with this Canadian trucker convoy, why it matters for the entire Western world, what I saw coming next. And since then, that theory has gone wild because a lot of it looks to be right. So we're going to go over that really quickly, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm right so often when I make these predictions. Believe me, it's not because I have any intelligence whatsoever. Here's part of my prediction from last week. I say the powers that be got with Justin Trudeau and had a conversation that went something like this. Hey, Justin, these protests in Canada, they aren't just bad. They're really, really dangerous. Not just for you, for all of us. If you fold and bow to the truckers occupying Ottawa, this has easily the potential to catch on everywhere. I think they got to Justin Trudeau and told him on no uncertain terms are you to bow and fold. You are to hold your ground, and at all costs, you cannot let these truckers win. The world, the peasants, you, me, we cannot have our eyes witness truckers rise up and strike down the global elite. Okay, that was me from last week. Crazy, right? Nobody got with Justin Trudeau, and no one's going to get with him and tell him to crack down on the peasants. That's crazy, Jesse. I heard a lot of that last week. That's crazy. Here's Justin Trudeau from yesterday.
After discussing with Cabinet and caucus, after consultation with premiers from all provinces and territories, after speaking with opposition leaders, the federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations. This is about keeping Canadians safe, protecting people's jobs, and restoring confidence in our institutions.
You creeped out yet? Oh, just hang on for a minute. And let's just cover this as we go along. Why did I call that? I had to get with a bunch of people. We discussed it, and this is what we came up with. Why did I get that right? Well, you just simply have to understand the three things all the communists have in common now, especially the communist leaders of the Western countries, the billionaires, the politicians. Remember the three things? We've gone over them a million times on the show. Once you understand these three things, you won't be caught off guard. One, no love of country. None. Sometimes they hate their own country, but there's not really a thought to their country. Justin Trudeau doesn't care about America. Justin Trudeau doesn't care about Canada. Joe Biden doesn't care about America. That's not how they think. Macron doesn't care about France. They are all in it for each other. America, Canada, France, Germany, forget about that. We elites have to get together and figure out how we can gain more power from the peasants. Understand that one. The other two are no connection to the real world. That one's often very, very applicable. And three, also applicable, very much applicable here. They despise the limits on their power. The Western limits, Western democracies. Why do I have to have limits? We're above these peasants. I should rule as a king. That is how these people think. I'm not just trying to be glib for TV. That's how they think. They don't look at you or me as being the same species, really. Oh, yeah, you're a human being, but he's Justin Trudeau. So another part of my theory from last week was what I saw coming for the truckers themselves. Here's what I said last week. Something's got to give. The Ottawa police, they've already shown themselves to be more than willing to beat these people up and hound them, but they don't have the numbers. Remember that great Napoleon quote, quantity has a quality all its own? They don't have the numbers to put down a protest of this size, not even close. They can't even, it's nothing. So if you're Justin Trudeau, this protest must stop. You can't be seen to fold. Where do you go from here? This is obviously still my theory portion. I say Justin Trudeau calls in the military. Canadian military at the very least. I say Justin Trudeau sends his troops in against his own citizens and begins mass arrests and incarcerations. Crazy, right? He's not going to go arrest all these truckers. Jesse, what are you, some nutball? He would never do that. Here's Justin Trudeau from yesterday.
The police will be given more tools to restore order in places where public assemblies can constitute illegal and dangerous activities, such as blockades and occupations, as seen in Ottawa, the Ambassador Bridge, and elsewhere. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment.
Catch that last part? That's him saying it, not me. Oh, no, I went on, you see my crazy wacko theory, I went on to explain that they would start to seize other industries that are attached to this. It's just inevitable, right? You can't necessarily crush the truckers right away, so who's the support structure for the truckers? How are these people still able to exist here? Wherever we can find that, let's reach out and grab it. Jesse, that's nuts. It's Canada, not North Korea. What are you, some tinfoil on your hat guy? Here's Justin Trudeau from yesterday. Or actually, no, here's me from last week first. Play that first. I say Canada. I say there's a chance Canada, for the public health, of course, begins to nationalize industries. Full-blown communism now. No, well, we got to get the trucks going. Look, we're just going to seize the trucking industry. We'll seize that industry. Oh, the banks are mad about it. We'll seize those too. They would never do that, right? Here's Justin Trudeau from yesterday.
We cannot and will not allow illegal and dangerous activities to continue. The Emergencies Act will also allow the government to make sure essential services are rendered, for example, in order to tow vehicles blocking roads. In addition, financial institutions will be authorized or directed to render essential services to help address the situation, including by regulating and prohibiting the use of property to fund or support illegal blockades.
As of today, a bank or other financial service provider will be able to immediately freeze or suspend an account without a court order. In doing so, they will be protected against civil liability for actions taken in good faith.
Creeped out yet? Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me, like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.